welcome to my channel. My name is Adora, and if you are just seeing this face for the first time, thank you very much for stopping by. And to my old subscribers, thank you very much. I can't thank you enough. I really do appreciate you for the time and effort you take out to watch my videos. Okay, like I said earlier, my name is Adora and this is my platform. And today I'll be talking about a story which is very, I wouldn't say it's not rare on any grounds. It's not a new thing. This is something I have heard severally that happens around. But you know, when something happens from a distance, you don't really understand the effect or the impact it makes until it happens to you. So today is a true life story about a couple that I know that are actually struggling with their marriage here in the UK. And what's the reason for this struggle, if you may ask? It's actually because this couple, they are immigrants like I am. They're from Nigeria. But it's started way back in 2017 when they relocated to the United Kingdom. And this woman came into the United Kingdom as a student, and the husband came in as a dependent of a student. So he got a visa alongside his wife, and their 3 children, and they're here in the UK. And initially, when they got to the UK, the first few weeks all was fine. You know, this excitement of relocation when you just come into a new environment, a new country, a strange culture, everything is new, beautiful, and you know, these butterflies are still flying inside of you. It's still very fresh. And fast forward to so many months, or rather so many years later, and the real problem started. Now, how did it all start? The husband back home used to be a civil engineer. He had a very good job. He had a very fantastic job in a construction company, and he was doing well. He was doing very well. You know, this is a man I know that even if his wife refuses to work, he is very certain that he can place her on a good monthly allowance, like a very comfortable amount of money every month, that the money he can even give her, or the money he was even giving her, like the money he placed her on a monthly salary every month, is what a lot of people are not even being paid. I'm talking about those that go to work. They are not even being paid that amount of money at all. And this is somebody sitting at home doing, I won't say doing nothing, because taking care of the children, taking care of the family is enough work. But when I mean this is somebody sitting at home, not really stressing herself, not going out there, not hustling like every other one is doing, getting this money massively. And then the lady, on the other hand, she has always been a business type. She likes to buy and sell. She likes to do business. She likes to travel, get goods, come to Nigeria and sell it and all that. But when the school visa thing was approved and they moved over to the United Kingdom, a different kind of life was brought to their faces. A different kind of atmosphere that they were not used to back from home came very glaring in their faces, and it became very obvious that they would not be able to cope. Now, when I was back home in Nigeria many years back, when I see people who complain, who live abroad and are complaining about certain things, when I see them complain about maybe the bills, complain about maybe the taxes they're paying, complain about maybe the high cost of rent, when I just see them complain about so many things, the first thing that comes to my mind is, if it's that serious, if it's that terrible, if it's that hard, why don't you come back home? You know, I used to say it. And that's the same thing a lot of people right now in Nigeria or back in Africa, they say when we make some of these complaints. That's the same thing they say. So I do not blame them, because I was there. I wore that shoe. So I understand exactly what they think people in maybe what they think people abroad were actually enjoying, and maybe trying to discourage those back home not to come and enjoy. So when I was back home then, and I see people making some complaints about how hard life is here, what they are going through, the trials they are engaged in, the challenges they are facing, I was just like, if it's that bad, come back home now, come and see what we are seeing here, you know. So when this man in question started complaining, the first thing that came to my mind was that, oh my God, I just hope after a while he's going to start getting used to the environment. I just hope that after a while he's going to adapt and then stop complaining and just enjoy, or rather just manage his new environment and his new way of life. Okay, the first thing that actually got this man off his feet was that, coming from a place where he had a fantastic job as an engineer, he came into the UK, and unfortunately for him, he couldn't get the same kind of job he had back home. Even with his qualifications, they were not getting the most of the companies here were like more after people that had the qualifications from here, like people that actually studied that course here in the UK, and not you bringing whatever you've had from back home here. So he wasn't getting the kind of job he wanted. At a point, he was applying in so many companies, and he wasn't getting a job as an engineer. So he was advised by a friend to do some short courses and see if he could use those short courses to kind of boost his degree that he came here with and all that. He's done a couple of short courses, both online courses and even in the classrooms and all that. But he keeps saying that he does not think it's going to take him to the level where he thinks he should be compared to where he's coming from in Nigeria. So the whole thing is kind of messing his brain up. He's messing him up. Rather, he's not happy with where he is today. And he keeps comparing his lifestyle back home and here. In the first place, he thinks it's a bit stressful here. They have 3 children between them. And then when the woman goes to work, he's left with the children to take care of the children. Now, this is a typical African man who doesn't believe that he should take care of children, or who doesn't believe that it's his responsibility to look after the kids. He thinks the welfare of the children should lie on the woman, and maybe there's some housemaids, like in Nigeria where you have a house help coming around to help you look after your children, to clean the house, or you have relatives around, you have your aunties, your uncles, cousins, grandma, and everybody, where you have a family setting to support you, which you can't get here, obviously, unless you can actually bring these people over here, and then maybe they help you once in a while to look after your home, but which I'm very sure can never be on a permanent basis, because not everyone that comes from Nigeria here to help you will just sit down at home and be helping you. They have to do other things. They have to work. So Mr. Man was struggling with that. He was struggling with the idea of having to sit at home looking after the kids while the wife is, at school. And then the issue of loneliness. They didn't really have friends. They didn't have a place to go to. They didn't have people to visit. It was just them. If they want to go out, it was just them, just the family. If they wanted to go for lunch or for dinner, it was just them. And this is a man that is the very socially oriented kind of person. He is the party animal. He likes to go clubbing in Nigeria. He likes to go partying. Every weekend, there's always something for him to do. There's something for him to attend to. There's a party for the family to go to. There's always something keeping him busy anyway. And then he's here now, and there's actually nothing like that. In fact, he doesn't even have friends. Talk less of going to their parties. But the most important one that is actually breaking this man down is the finance aspect. When he was in Nigeria, he made a lot of money. He has a lot of properties. He has savings. So when they got to the UK, because he struggled trying to get the kind of job he's used to, the kind of job he wants. And he didn't want to settle for anything. He didn't just want to go for any kind of job. He has always been saying it that if he doesn't get the job in the field he wants, he's not going to work. So for years, he has been looking for the job as an engineer. He has been applying, he has been trying, and it's not working. And all this while sitting at home, this couple, this family, they are not entitled to public funds. They're not entitled to government help, because they are immigrants. They only came here on a student visa and dependent whatever visa, so they're not entitled to any form of welfare or assistance whatsoever from the government. So which means they have to do everything themselves. They have to pay their rents themselves. They have to pay their council bills themselves. They have to pay for everything by themselves. And this only boils down to working. And he says he doesn't want to work because he's not getting the kind of job he wants. So his only option is to fall back on his finance back home. So he's been taking money from home. He's been, withdrawing money from his accounts back in Nigeria. They collect money from their accounts back in Nigeria to pay their bills. They collect money to pay for feeding. They collect money to pay for everything, every single thing that is done here. The whole money, the whole finance comes from home. And this has been on for a long time, a very long time. So after a while, the man became depressed. The man started lashing out uncontrollably at the woman. And sometimes he gets angry for no reason. And the annoying part of it is that the wife is trying to understand what exactly is making her husband behave this way. She's trying to really, put her fingers on the particular reason why the man keeps getting angry unnecessarily. And he's not saying a word. He's not saying anything about this. Until one day when she couldn't take it anymore and she told her husband, no, you can't continue keeping me in the dark. Why do you get angry easily? What's the problem? Share it with me. Let's talk. We're a family and all that. And the man said, all this while we've been here, have you ever wondered where the money has been coming from? And she was like, yes. Yeah, you told me we're collecting money from the accounts back home. And he said, yes. Do you know how much is left in the account? And she said, no. And the man mentioned the figure. And when he said that, this woman was shocked. She was scared. And at this point, it dawned on them that there was a big problem in their hands because the money has seriously gone down. Like the account was almost red. So if they didn't do anything urgently to get money into the home, it was going to be a very, very big problem for them. So at this point, husband and wife had to sit down and discuss and think of a way forward because money has to come in. You have bills to pay, you have rent to pay, you have things to do, and you have children to take care of. So at the end of the day, the man agreed, okay, let him see if he can get a job. Let him see if he can just get something doing. When the financial pressure was too much for him, he just had to get a job. And he met a few friends, a few people rather, who introduced him to a certain agency, and he went into security. So he did a course on security and he got his security badge and he got a job as a security officer. Now, the first place they posted this man to was Sainsbury's. He got a job as a security personnel in Sainsbury's, and I think after about 2 weeks he did the job. He was like, no, I can't do this job anymore. I'm tired. The standing is out of this world. You just stand. And he stopped the job. And he got another job as a security also in a construction firm. Now, this was a bit better, manageable, because he was only doing nights, and this is a construction firm. All they wanted was just security man that would just watch over the place at night, just to have some kind of security around. It's not like the workers were working there at night. The workers were not working at night. The construction workers were not doing anything at night. In fact, at night, the whole construction building was closed. Everybody gone home. Only the security men. So it was just him and his other colleague that worked at night. So there was no monitoring him or what he was doing, or if he, it was just like him alone. It was just a kind of a comfort zone for him. He was a little bit comfortable with this job because he knew he would just go to job. It's just him there. There was no boss looking over his shoulders to see what he's doing and all that. So it continued for a long time. He did this job for quite a while until one day he went to work at night, and he immediately fell asleep because he was really, really tired. He slept off, not knowing that the CCTV camera had captured him sleeping. So a few days later, he was called from work. And he was called in for a query. He was given a query to answer why he was sleeping at work. And he actually went and answered his query, saying he was really tired. He had already done like 5 nights at a stretch initially before that night. So he was tired and he just wanted to have a place to lay his head and whatever. And he promised it was not going to happen anymore. And they pardoned him because that was his first time, and they told him not to make sure it doesn't happen again. So he went home. But that when he went home, he thought about it and he said he felt belittled. That the people that actually queried him were his juniors in age. Like, he said in the real world, in the real sense of it, like if he was in Nigeria, he would be the one hiring those people. He would be the one hiring he would be the one hiring them. But over here now, just because he's in this condition, he can't get the kind of job he wants. That, can you imagine? Little children, small boys had to call him to a round table and query him because he slept off and all that. So he felt a bit uncomfortable with that, and then he decided he was not going back to work. That he didn't have the guts, or he didn't have the guts to face those small boys that queried him, and they were asking him why did he have to sleep at work and all that. So he felt no, he didn't go back to work. So he stopped that job, and he has tried a series of jobs. He has done a lot of jobs. He's worked in a few places, and he's struggling. He's struggling. From the way he talks, sometimes you know that no, he doesn't want to be here. He's really finding it very difficult to remain here. That he's struggling to fit in. It's taking him time to adapt to the new situation he has found himself. And then all of a sudden, he came up one day and said, you know what? I think when you round up your education, we'll have to go back to Nigeria. This is him talking to his wife. And the wife was like, but why? Don't you like it here? And he said, how dare you ask me if I like it here? Don't you see what I've been going through? Don't you see what I've been encountering here? Can't you see that the challenges I'm going through, they're just too much for me? And he can't cope. He wants to go back to Nigeria. He wants to go back to what he's used to. He wants to go back to the environment that is much more comfortable for him. That he's seriously stressing out. And for real, this man is getting depressed by the day. And initially when he told the wife, she still had quite a while in the UK because she has not finished. And she became worried. So, but at first, she didn't take it seriously. She thought that with time, he's going to get over it. So, he stopped working because he felt like, no, I'm tired. I can't be taking all this bullshit from people. I can't do it anymore. I'm not working anymore. So, the wife, on the other hand, decided, okay, we need money. Money has to come in one way or the other. Don't worry, I'll go to school and I will still try to see if I can do some part-time jobs. So she was going to school and then she was also working. And now she is going to school and she's working at the same time. This gives her very little time to spend with the children, which means that the bulk time the children have at home is with the father. Now the father has to wake up in the morning and prepare them and take them to school. He has to bring them back from school and take care of them. And they prepare them, give them lunch or whatever, put them in bed. And then the next day, just the cycle continues just like that. Because the wife is very busy. She goes to school, she goes to work. And this is killing this man gradually. Like I said, he's a typical African man that doesn't believe he should be doing all these things. He feels or he believes that his idea of being a father is just being a financial provider. That the idea of him bathing the children, preparing them, cleaning their pool, feeding them is very way not what he should be doing. So this man, at a point, when he did this for a long time, he just said, you know what, I'm done. We have to go back to Nigeria. And he sat the wife down and said, listen, I know you have just a few months to go, but I want to prepare your mind before then. The point now is that I need to go back to Nigeria. I need to get myself back in order. This is not what I planned. And that I'm only here because of you. And then secondly, start rounding up. Because once you finish your education, we are going back. And then the wife just blew it up. And she said, no way. I am happy here and the children are happy. That one of the reasons why she left Nigeria is not just because of the education, but she wanted a more peaceful environment. She wanted somewhere she can think calmly. She wanted a calm environment where she can think properly. She can make good use of her time, security-wise for the children. She listed a whole lot of advantages which she felt she and the family could benefit from, but the man was not having any of it. This man just wants to go home. Like he just no, he's tired. Everything the woman was saying was like entering here and coming out from the other ear. He didn't want to listen. All his own is that we're going home. And then they had this heated argument about who is going to go, who is not going to go. And at a point, the woman stood her ground and said, listen, I am going nowhere. If you want to go back to Nigeria, that's fine. It's all well and good. You can go back, but bear it at the back of your mind that I and the children are not going with you. So now there's a big problem on ground because the man wants to go and the woman doesn't want to go. It's an issue which has even made them involve both families at home, back home. The husband's family and the man's family in Nigeria have been trying to mediate and see how they could come to a peaceful conclusion. But from the family's point of view, the girl's family is saying, listen, if you are happy, if the children are happy where they are, remain there. And the man's family is saying, you cannot disobey your husband. He is your husband. Even if you're the one that got the admission to go study there, at least he agreed to go with you. So give him that respect. Accord him that respect back by coming back with him. And the man is saying, well, if you refuse to go back home with me, that's the end of the marriage. And right now, as I speak, there is serious fire on the mountain because nobody knows whose tune to dance to. The girl is getting confused. Should she go home? Should she leave all the nice things, the good environments, the security, the opportunities here, the good weather? Should she leave this? Should she leave that and go back to something she used to struggle with before? And the man is also asking, should he leave his good job? Should he leave his financial opportunities? Should he leave his businesses there? Should he leave his properties? Should he leave the assurance that they have a better life there than here, and then remain here and remain an immigrant for life and remain under some people that would want to racially abuse him or discriminate him, because he's faced a lot of this. He has actually faced a lot of racial abuse in the UK as long as I can remember. Should he leave all that just to come here? That he thinks it's a lot of sacrifice for him to make. And as it is right now, it's a very, very big issue, and it's a very confusing one at that, because this is marriage that is at the center of this fight. So back to me now. If it were you, what would you do? If you come over to the UK or any part of the world and you are actually getting comfortable, and all of a sudden your husband, it will even be your wife this time around. So women are not also comfortable. It's not just about the men. So women are not also comfortable here. Not everybody that comes abroad wants to stay. I've heard stories of people that relocate abroad, and after a while they go back home because they just feel like, no, this is not for me. That's not the kind of life I'm used to. No. It's so regimented. It's so strict. The routine is just too strict. They just feel a lot of discomfort relocating from wherever they are to wherever they have found themselves. So just leave me your responses in the comment section. If you were to be the one, what will you do in this situation? Because this is a marriage-threatening situation at the moment. So thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please kindly do so by pressing the red button, and so that you will be aware of any time I bring up any new videos from time henceforth. Thank you very much and stay blessed.